Hello, hello, hello. A goal properly set is halfway reached, and goals in weight loss is like the number one thing to do. So, we're going to learn how to do that today. Fine. I love talking to you about all things weight loss and maintaining that weight loss. And today we are talking about goal setting. The reason we're doing that is that I had a client who said something so familiar, and then it made me want to talk about this, which is she was upset with herself because she hadn't reached her goal for the month or for the week. Now I can't even remember what it is. But that was so familiar because, of course, what happened is that, yes, she may not have, it couldn't have been the week. It must have been longer. So, yes, maybe she didn't get the goal for the month, but she lost a lot of weight. So, I totally get how we do that. We don't reach our goal and we like throw the baby out with the bathwater, which is of course a terrible saying. So we give up when we think we've failed. When in fact, we set a goal, we worked towards that goal, and we made progress. It's amazing. If we can set a goal and up if we don't get to it, then it's such a useful tool. If we only beat ourselves up, not useful tool. And if we know we're not going to beat ourselves up, then we're free to make the progress we'd like. Because if we just feel shame and embarrassment and just down on ourselves if we don't make a goal, then who wants to make a goal? I mean, no one would want to make a goal, but if we see it as a tool of like, ooh, that's where I want to go, and any progress I make will be amazing and something I'll be proud of. And then I can tweak and I can set another goal. So when we use the goal as a positive thing, something to work towards, then it's a perfect thing. Now, the saying from Zig Ziglar, a goal properly set is halfway reached, is golden. And it goes along with this idea if you're not going to beat yourself up, then what you do is you set a goal. Now, you can do a reasonable goal or you can do an impossible goal. I mean, either one would work. Since you know you're not going to beat yourself up, go for what you really want. Now, here is the important thing. As you visualize that goal, and what I mean by that is you certainly can get woo-woo around it and feel it and think about it all the time. But what I mean right now about visualizing your goal is to see what it would take to actually get there. So if you want to lose 20 pounds, then what things are you going to have to do? Well, dinners are going to have to change because right now I pick it up fast food on the way home. So I know I need to change that. Now what you're visualizing is what you'll need to do to make dinners support your goal. You list out the obstacles and then you figure out how you're going to overcome. That is setting a proper goal. So we don't just say, "Oh, I hope I lose 20 pounds," and then it just magically happens. We have to set them. Now, let's say you did change your dinners. So now you're going to the market once a week and you plan out what it is and you defrost the thing the night before. You just get into a great goal and you lose 10 pounds. That's amazing in my book. Amazing. Not only now do you have this system in place, so you just keep going. There is no losing there, and you won because you set the goal. If you hadn't set the goal to lose 20 pounds, you wouldn't have lost 10. So when we can use the goal as a hopeful thing that is not a way to punish yourself because you didn't reach it. It's like, oh, I wonder how, first of all, two things. One, it could have been completely unrealistic. You don't know unless you try. And number two is you just tweak. Now you know, because you have all this experience of what will get you to that point. So I love this idea of setting the goal in the right way, which means setting one and then planning for all the difficulties that you're going to encounter, because we will. And then if you do that, it's way more likely that you're going to get there than if you didn't do that. So that's a goal properly set. Now, Halloween is in a minute, and it's such an unusual year this year. There was no even thought of having candy in the house for us. There was not going to be any trick-or-treaters. So that part was easy because usually I talk a lot about when to get the candy on the day of Halloween, by the way, and not to get your favorites and all those kinds of things. So a small goal to set would be how many pieces of candy, if that's going to be an issue for you for Halloween. How are you going to ensure that's the case? When you think of all those things through, you'll be able to hit your goal. Other goals obviously are, an annual goal for a weight or a monthly goal for your weight, and certainly any other, exercise goals, all those sorts. But because we're having Halloween, I was thinking of how many pieces of candy. We'll see how that goes. I always love hearing from you, so let me know how this Halloween went. Tell me, I'd love to hear about your goals. You can comment on here. I'm happy to help you set them. Working one-on-one, this is what we do is we can set the goals and then making sure we're not beating ourselves up over them. Set a goal. It's a great time too because it's this end of the year. So setting a goal for maintaining your weight, if you want to lose weight, if you only want to gain a certain amount of weight, deciding that now and figuring out the obstacles so that they won't be a surprise is a great thing to do today, this week, so that the end of the year becomes a smooth, known quantity rather than surprising. I'm sending you love. Mwah. Goodbye.